Hey Tony, it's Tuesday, and first off, to answer your question of the week, I have never really thought of any deeper meaning behind the islands of my world. It's just, I always thought pirates are cool, islands are cool, oceans are cool. Let's put them all together in a world so people have fun. That was really the long and short of it is I thought it sounded fun. So what I want to talk about this week is I don't really have a lot of like big topics to talk about. So I'm actually going to talk a little bit about, you talk a lot about Shatterpoint. I'm going to talk a little bit about Legion and some of the things that I really enjoy about it. I haven't actually been able to play since basically Veterans Day weekend. That's just because there just haven't been. I haven't had the time. Things are busy. Like work's been busy. Kiddo's been busy. It's just a lot. But I really have had a good time painting and building. And I've really noticed myself getting a lot better with my painting. I particularly noticed it when I got some speed paints. It really changed the way I paint. I think it changed it for the better. And I think a lot of my minis have turned out a lot better since I started using speed paints amongst other Citadel paints. Like I think some of my arcs turned out really cool. My Bad Batch turned out really good, and I think my Delta Squad turned out awesome too. And I think that was a really fun one to build and paint, just because I love Relic Commando and Delta Squad is cool. And with the points update that they recently went through, Delta Squad is seeing a lot more play. And I know I've put Delta Squad in most of my lists because I think they're worth the 15 points more than generic commandos. And I think as a whole, it's been really fun to just list build with them. I haven't had the chance to actually play with them because again, I just haven't had the time. There's been so much going on. The holiday season is always busy. Like I think this weekend we had a party on Saturday where we made some wreaths with some friends over here. We had some people over yesterday for kind of like a little holiday board gamey night. We were week of Thanksgiving. We were all over the place. This week we're doing like a big deep clean, and like we're just going to be so busy until the start of 2025. So I just haven't had a chance to do much because it's just been so busy. But I've really noticed my skills growing. Now I still have a few things I do really need to paint and build. I still have some Wookiees that I need to build, which I will be doing that soon. I also have some I also have a speeder bike. I need to a couple speeders I need to build. I just haven't because I don't generally use vehicles, so I haven't built them. Even though they were a gift last Christmas, I really should buy it before Christmas. I really should build it before Christmas, just because it's a pretty embarrassing pile of shame if I've had it for a year and I haven't completed it yet. But I'll kind of worry about that at a later point. But it's just I've noticed my skills have gotten a lot better. Like I can compare some of the first ones I made, which were my Mandalorians, and before that point, I didn't know any of the right techniques for painting. I was just like, oh, paint, mini, color, cool, and they turn out okay. But I've certainly gotten a lot better at painting, where I can actually I can really notice a change in my skill, and I don't paint that often. I really should paint more, but it's just again, time. And it's trying to choosing how I want to allocate my time. And this just hasn't really been a priority. It was a priority around the last tournament because I had a lot I wanted to build and paint so I could play with a fully built and painted army. But since that point, I haven't had a reason to build and paint more. So that's something I kind of will be doing. And I imagine, like you said, over the holiday season, I'm sure I'm definitely going to build the Wookiees because I have them on a list I'm using for the tournament that I showed you in January. But I really want to just get back to building and painting just because I think it's a really good use of creative energy. And right now, like my uses of creative energy have mostly been, either painting a mini, or just writing something usually about a character. Like I wrote a few page story about our Cyberpunk Red characters that I had a good time with. But sometimes using the paint to kind of focus some of my artistic energy is nice. And I don't have much artistic energy because I'm not much of an artist. I don't think I'm very talented at painting. I don't think I'm very talented at writing, but I have fun with it, and that's the important part. So Tony, my question for you is: is all of your stuff fully painted? And if so, what are some of the things you're planning on getting next? Tony, I'll see you on Friday. Later, bro.